Welcome, welcome back to Top Man Sid Football Reactions for Manchester United. Today, I'm reacting to Manchester United versus Chelsea. It was at home, it was at Old Trafford, and it's finished 0-0. No goals, little action. It's only 1 point from the first 3 home games at Old Trafford this season, and it is a bit of a, what's it called? What do they call it? Just a bit of a disappointment, really. It's just a bit of a disappointment, isn't it? It's a big game, and the second half lived up to the game a bit more than the first, I think. But at the end of the day, it's just Chelsea will take that. But considering if we had won those first 2 games against Crystal Palace, and who was the other one that we lost against? We lost against Crystal Palace, and we lost against Tottenham. Yeah, if we won those games, then maybe I'll take a draw. The fact that we dropped points there meant that we were playing catch up the whole time, and this was a good opportunity today to actually set a mark and be like, okay, Ole and Lampard, similar managers, similar teams on similar trajectories. Chelsea being backed more though, but we can still get the points in and so prove again. Ole proving that he has got one over Lampard. Our team is still on that trajectory alongside Chelsea, if not more than Chelsea, if we'd be in them. But now it's just a stalemate. It's just a bit annoying, isn't it? Let me know who you're. Let me know if you can hear me. Yes, you can hear me. It's just my volume sometimes is a bit crap. But it should be alright. Yeah. I'm just going to put it louder. Let me know if the audio and video is fine. Let me know who your man of the match is. We're just going to be going through the match chronologically and just telling you my thoughts during the game. But don't be afraid. Hit the comments in the live chat and let me know your thoughts. There's always a discussion around here. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Bottom right hand corner, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you do not miss a bell. You don't miss a. If you hit that notification bell, I can't speak today. You will not miss an upload. And obviously, I stream every single Manchester United match reaction. Welcome to the stream. Let me know. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I see a couple of more people joining. Welcome. Let me know who your man of the match was. I don't know who my man of the match was. It was a bit of a. It was just nothing game. It was a bit of a nothing game, especially in that first half. I did miss a couple of minutes at the start. However, from what I heard, it was the same as the remaining first 45 minutes. It was just a bit Chelsea having more the possession, us more just staying compact, as Rafa Benitez would say, disciplined. But strangely enough, we had the better chances in the first half. Rashford with a one-on-one situation. Mendy made a good save. I think that Mendy, Chelsea's goalkeeper, I think he kept them in the game to an extent, to be fair. But at the same time, our shots could have been better. But when we're not outright attacking, if we're not always attacking, the chances we do get, we have to score. Otherwise, it's gonna end up with nothing from a goal perspective. And Rashford got a chance. Rashford was working hard a lot to come back and help defensive work rate, and McTominay, Fred were helping there as well as usual, but I don't think they were as effective against PSG as they were against Chelsea. I think the team selection, people were very questioning it a lot. How much did all this talent cost? Really poor showing from both teams. This is BBC Sport, by the way. And yeah, well, most of the talent we had was on the bench. People saying our bench was better than the first 11, and it was a weird selection. Many people wanted Tuanzebe to play. Many people wanted Pogba to come back into the team. Van de Beek to actually get start for once. And maybe looking back, maybe maybe bringing them up 65th minute isn't the way to go. It sets a bad marker for the game, but I feel like Solskjaer's game plan was to keep it compact, keep it defensive, make sure we don't make any mistakes like we made against Brighton, Newcastle, not Newcastle, Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Tottenham. Newcastle less so. Make less mistakes and then hit them on the break, or maybe as the game develops, if it's 0-0, then you bring on the big guns. I think we did that against Newcastle, and it was only until then that we scored to make it 4-1 against Newcastle. But however, this is against Chelsea, so Chelsea have already got good defenders. They're a world-class team. They're a top 6 team. I know they're obviously still trying to rebuild themselves like us, but at the same time, it's bigger than Newcastle. So you can't necessarily always do the same thing against Newcastle and expect a good result. You know what I mean? But if a draw is a good result for Ole, then it is good enough. But not for Manchester United, not for me. And apparently Solskjaer was smiling. I don't know if that's true, but Solskjaer will be happy if assuming that this was his game plan. Because why would he start Daniel James? Why would he start Mata? To be fair, Mata makes sense because he can provide the possession on the wings and not just always direct. And especially when Chelsea was sitting back in the second half, Mata would help out a little bit in that sense. However, we still need someone like Van der Beek to come in who's younger, a bit more energetic. You know what I mean, to help freshen things up a bit. I think he would have helped a lot. I think Pogba did a little bit of that, but by then Chelsea was so good defensively, and Pogba still always is a player that always grows into a game. So him being a substitute doesn't always work. And to be fair, Cavani nearly worked. He got a little first touch. His first touch came from a corner, and he nearly scored straight away after coming on. That was brilliant. So a decent debut from Cavani, but Cavani again doesn't get enough time to settle in, which makes sense. But I think we did better. I think we did better crossing. I think we did more crossing when Cavani was off the pitch than on the pitch, which is annoying. But I think we had loads of corners during that match, and we just couldn't make the most of it. And I think that first half, Harry Maguire was being a bit suspect. Says Aspilicueta. That could have been a penalty for Chelsea. That really could have been a penalty for Chelsea. This guy saves it. To be fair, he probably would have saved it anyway. He's been really decent. He made some really good saves. De Gea had really little to do, to be fair, in that first half. Even though Chelsea had more the ball, Man United had better chances. Chelsea didn't make a shot except for Pulisic. I think it was Pulisic cutting inside on his right foot on the left hand side, but just instead of finessing it the right way, he just finessed it straight to the keeper. That's all really De Gea really had to do this game. Mendy, on the other hand, made a couple of saves. I think Marcus Rashford tried finessing at the end of the game as well, and he made a top class save there. I think Mata did the same thing. Decent showing by Mendy, showing why they paid the money to get him in and get rid of Kepa, because apparently Kepa's crap. Don't know about that. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know about you guys. Who do you think deserved to win that game? I think the first half. The optimistic mind of Solskjaer's thinking, if we can get a goal from a break, or like if Rashford could have scored that goal, then you can get away with the counter-attacking still. But the fact that's why he was so frustrated, Solskjaer, if he saw him in the touchline when Rashford missed that chance. Probably even more so because it would have been sick to have a goal going into second half. But second half, did we step up a bit? I don't think we stepped up enough in that second half, in the start of the second half. And it was just like, it's almost like the players knew that the big players are coming on, so they're like, oh, let's just take a breather. Pogba will come on to help us anyway. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's not what you want to see. You want everyone putting their shift in. Cavani to Pogba, are we usually this bad? That's a very good picture. Yeah, well, Pogba's got to be sitting there wondering why is he on the bench. But I think Van der Beek more so was very much disappointed he was on the bench. I think Van der Beek could have done something. He really is a great talent. But yeah, where does that leave us in the league? Yeah, so first half, it's an if in there. It's an even game. Second half, it's more of the opposite effect. It's almost Chelsea sitting in the back while we're dominating the ball. But to be fair, when we were dominating the ball in the second half, instead of Chelsea in the first half, we were actually using that domination to an extent to actually get chances. Not chances not chances every second, but I feel we had a decent amount of chances that we could have scored, but most of it was outside the box because there was so many bodies in the Chelsea back line. There was so many bodies in their box. It's just every shot we were doing inside the box was getting blocked every time. I think Cavani had another chance that got blocked by his PSG former teammate Thiago Silva. That was one example, and most of the shots just came outside the box. Like I said, finessing it, and Mendy would make the saves. Even the Rashford chance in the first half, to be fair, the centre backs covered well. I think Thiago Silva had a good save, a good defensive out. Thiago Silva had a good defensive performance, good performance from him. To be fair, and Reece James was very much a threat. Luke Shaw had to stay on his toes a bit. Reece James put in a fantastic cross. If only Werner got to that ball earlier in that first half, when he whipped that in, and then obviously the back post, Werner could have got a touch, and maybe that could have put them in the driving seat in the first half. I think that was their biggest chance in that first half. Yeah, but it's just two teams very similar managers, similar wariness and tension, that caginess at the start of the game that really didn't disappear until the end of the game. And yeah, it's not exactly the most exciting game compared to the other games, but it was a very interesting game to watch in terms of a tactical point of view. In terms, not tactical point of view, but like the attitudes of the teams and the attitudes of the managers. And it was predictable from us a bit, in terms of we knew the subs were going to come on later, so Chelsea could prepare for that earlier. You know what I mean? They could just be like, okay, we'll just sit back then. Okay, fine. They might get 1 or 2 chances, but they were getting chances before and we were saving them. And we got Mendy on the bench, so why not? The best bit of attacking play in ages, and it comes from Victor Lindelof. Yeah, Victor Lindelof was pretty good in terms of carrying the ball out the back, especially in the second half. He just came in and just like, screw it, I'm going to try and help the attackers. And he actually made some good triangle play with Bruno, I think. And he started going to the box on the right-hand side. It was good to see that from him. And also Maguire was blocking a lot of balls, heading them out, kicking them out, reading the danger before it can become serious in the first half, especially in the first half. But throughout the whole game, he had a decent performance. He kept things quiet at the back. Like, you didn't hear anything from Chelsea because of Maguire for the most part. And that's what Maguire can do so well when he gets his head right. He can just stop play from happening before it even begins. Sometimes on the counter, he can get a bit exposed, but today wasn't really any need for that because Chelsea didn't really counter too much. I think that was a bit scary at the end of the game. Imagine if Chelsea got a goal at the last minute. That would have been terrible. That would have been ridiculous. But yeah, I think... What was I going to say? Yeah, Victor Lindelof, he's good. Harry Maguire, sometimes his ball's over the top. He's very good at that. Both Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire are very similar in terms of being ball-playing centre-backs. They can run close to the attacking half. But, to be fair, what Harry Maguire does have, as opposed to Victor Lindelof, is that long ball trajectory. Like Paul Pogba almost. Maguire can see Rashford making the run and do it over the top. And yeah, and that was really useful sometimes to beat the press from Chelsea. Chelsea were pressing at times. I don't think we were pressing as much as times. I don't know actually. It wasn't that energy. It wasn't that energy of a big game you like to see really. It's pretty. I know it's raining, and to be fair, the rain didn't really make an impact. That's how little stuff was happening. To be honest, I think De Gea's getting the most points, which is not concerning. Wan-Bissaka kept things quiet. Sure, yeah. When the defense are getting more points. Well, to be fair, this is. Wait, is this in order? I don't think it's in order. Yeah, Bruno Fernandes, did he do much? Bruno Fernandes, it was interesting because when we brought the subs on, Bruno was playing as an 8 alongside Fred and McTominay, and Pogba was pushing up to support Cavani. It's interesting because maybe Solskjaer's thinking maybe we can do the thing many people are saying and many fans are saying that we could play Bruno as a centre mid and then play Pogba as an outright cam because Bruno can do a defensive work, has a bit more defensive work rate than Pogba. So Bruno can be that centre mid, and we played that for a couple of minutes, but we didn't. A 20-minute showing against a good team like Chelsea who can defend, who's trying to defend well like us. That's not really going to showcase that too much, but it's interesting that Solskjaer thought of that. What was I saying? Don't pick my nose, Sid. Disgusting. I'll wash my hands. Wash your hands, guys. What was I going to say? Yeah, it was just. I think Fred dealt with Kante pretty well. I think he kept him quiet. I think them two are very similar. They were fighting out a lot. McTominay made a few suspect passes. I know it's raining, but come on, mate. His passing's always been a bit of an issue. I think McTominay, in terms of running the channels and getting to good positions when he wants to attack, and when he gets to defensive, obviously he's very tall, so he can win headers easily and defend easily. Sometimes his passing needs to improve, but him and Fred have a good understanding defensively. It's just about getting the balls forward at the right time. But the way we set up maybe wasn't the best for it. James started. People weren't happy with James. Let's get on to him. James was getting to, again, I said this last stream, James is getting to a lot of good positions. Let's get a picture of Daniel James, just for point of reference. Yeah, Daniel James he's getting to a lot of good positions like he always is. I said this last stream, but he just doesn't do anything with it. Like he tries to cut inside again, very predictable from the young man, and he just gets tackled. Especially when he was actually mostly in the game in the first half. He was getting a lot of chances, and we were using the left hand side a lot, but we never used the right hand side a lot. I know Mata cuts inside a lot, but maybe people were passing to James expecting him to actually make the run outside, but instead he was just making the run. Oh, let's make the picture's there so you can see him. You can see his face. Can you see his face? I think you can see his face. I know Dan James is a good-looking boy, but yeah, let's talk about his talents. Yeah, I think Man United players were passing to him a lot in the start of the first half to actually try and expecting him to do something. He kept on cutting inside and losing the ball when maybe they wanted him to pace down the outside sometimes and change it up a bit, but he never does. never does. And then players stopped passing to him because they knew, even when James was continuing to get into the good positions, they'd just stop passing to him because they're like, okay. They probably were like, James is not going to do anything. And maybe they were right, but maybe they were wrong. Maybe that one time he could have done something. That's why having James on was a bit suspect. I don't know. Maybe having Pogba on as a left winger, or even Van der Beek as a makeshift left winger. I think Solskjaer's talked about his versatility there. So maybe that could have done something, but maybe Solskjaer was going for somewhere where the left wing is all about pace and the right wing is all about possession. Try and balance it out a little bit. Not have two wingers doing the same thing. Just to mix it up, try and dynamically change the way the wingers play to outsmart Chelsea or something. I don't know. I'm not the biggest tactical expert, but I think that's what Solskjaer definitely picks James for pace. I think that's the main thing he contributes. His finishing is not good enough. He doesn't even get close to a shot before someone tackles him right now, and he just needs to get some experience. He needs to play some of the EFL Cup games, and maybe if we had someone like Sancho, that could have helped. Greenwood could play on the left, I guess. Martial was obviously out. That was a shame. But yeah, it was almost like both teams were playing for a draw, really. But for Chelsea, they'll take it. But for Man United, we should be going for the win. And it almost reminds me of like the past couple of years where Man United only start playing properly attacking well when we actually need to actually try and get a point, like in the final 10 minutes of a game. And we were going for obviously the winner, but it was never going to happen. And it's not going to happen unless someone made a mistake. And that's what I felt like both teams were going for. They were playing until someone made a mistake, then we pounced. Maybe in the first half our pressing was all right as well. I think Mendy made a suspect pass to make it a corner for us. But that was really the only time the pressing really worked. We were trying to force mistakes, but most of the time Chelsea played through it. And we were working hard. The team worked hard. It's just the way the team set up. Maybe Solskjaer needs to take the blame. Maybe he has to make sure we beat Arsenal or something, because we have to get points now. Otherwise, we're going to look back in this game and say Solskjaer got it wrong. And people are already saying Solskjaer got it wrong now, probably. Especially from the first minute when he released the team sheet. Who knows what would have happened then. So yeah, we're 15th in the league. We're 15th in the league, which isn't good. It isn't good. It's just... But it's against Chelsea, it's a good result. And to be fair, Chelsea are still one game ahead of us. And if we win that game in hand, we're above them still. So I guess that gives us some confidence. And to be fair, Man City have got 8 points. So there's only 1 point above us, even though they've played the same amount of games and Man City have dropped points. But imagine if we got that win. That would be a huge statement, wouldn't it? We'd have more points than Man City if we'd won that game. That would have been good to see. I know Man City are struggling. But that would have been so good. And we would have been level on Arsenal. We would be doing that. But now, again, we're still playing catch-up, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? Let me know who your man of the match is. I need to find out who's my man of the match. I think Rashford was working hard again. He has to play the striker position, but he's also playing left winger, right winger. But he's making runs all over the pitch, which is good. I think he was doing stuff from all ends of the attacking forward line. And yeah, he's working hard again. It was just unlucky. Maybe his finishing was a bit off. I think it was a bit too close to the goalkeeper. Wasn't exactly perfectly wide as it was in PSG. But again, Rashford has to work hard. That's the good thing about versatility. If you watch my career mode, Wolves career mode, it's out now. First 3 episodes, check it out. 4th episode coming very soon. That's just a cheeky plug for that series if you haven't seen it yet. Thank you for the like, whoever liked it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Share this video with your mates. Let them know that Man United have drawn against Chelsea, missed an opportunity to really set a statement, a good statement against Lampard, and show that Ole is at the wheel a bit more better than Lampard is at Chelsea's wheel. But yeah, I like versatility. If you watch my career mode especially, you'll know. And yeah, versatility works here. Obviously, when we've got a lot of and squad depth is good as well. Maybe in the attacker line, we need a bit more of that. That isn't just Cavani. Maybe a winger could have helped, who isn't Daniel James, Sancho. But again, we still can't make excuses for Solskjaer. I think maybe Pogba instead of McTominay, maybe Matic, Pogba, Bruno could have worked in this game to really just go for it. I know if maybe we concede 1 or 2 in one end, but let's go for the win. Let's go for the attack. Let's make it exciting. I know there's no fans in the stadium, but this is Manchester United. We want to play more exciting. And the second half we did play a bit more exciting, and we got exciting chances in the first half, but we weren't playing out to make it exciting. Really, let's be honest. Until the final 10 minutes or so, really, we started trying to go for it. But by then it's too late. So yeah, our next game, the games are coming thick and fast. And I appreciate it was tiring after PSG as well. They worked so hard there. So yeah, the only good thing really is we've got a game in hand. We didn't lose the game, I guess. But obviously, Man United fans, it depends on your expectations right now. If you have high expectations, you want us to win against Chelsea. You always want to win against a big team to show that you're a big team and you're better than some of these other teams that are trying to directly compete against you. It's not a good look that we're in the bottom half of the table, even though it's early days. It's not a good look to be in the bottom half of the table. But yeah, Wednesday we've got RB Leipzig 28th. On Wednesday, do not be sure not to miss my reaction to that. It'll be at 10 o'clock or like quarter to 10 around then. I'll what's it called? It'll be on the channel when it actually goes live.
Get out! Right. Get out!
I'll do stream. Can I go 5 minutes? 5 more minutes. Is that right?
Up!
Man United drew.
The room smells because of you.
It's streaming. We're smelling. But yeah. That's put me off my thought. Thanks, Gazelle. That's my sister. For anyone who knows. Nobody's commenting. Come on, guys. Let me know what's going on, because I'm going to end the stream soon. But we've got RB Leipzig. As you can see, my sister's very excited for the game, as well as me. I hope you are as well, whether you're a neutral fan or Manchester United fan. Let me know what's going on in the comments below. But also, let me know if you're going to be watching this game. I think people watch Man United via PSG. Lots of people watching that game and saw that Man United can do it on the big stage. But we've got to continue that. We've got to get a result against RB Leipzig. To be fair, even the draw we could get away with. But obviously, we want to win. If we could beat PSG, we can beat bloody RB Leipzig. Especially after the drab draw against Chelsea, we need something else to get us gassed about. And RB Leipzig are going to be a good team. They have a good manager, but they've lost Werner. They've lost some of these players. They've got a good defence though, so we're going to have to be attacking well and try and get in the goals early at Old Trafford. We need to get a win at Old Trafford. We haven't won at Old Trafford this season, which is annoying. Let's end that on Wednesday. Be sure not to miss my stream reaction to it at nearly quarter to 10 on Wednesday. Then the next Premier League game will be against Arsenal, which is another big game. We can beat Arsenal. We can always beat bloody Arsenal. But Arsenal are a good team, good tactician, Arteta. Aubameyang, we're going to have to keep him out. So, yeah, again, another game at Old Trafford as well. So, it's giving us chances to actually win games. I know it's big teams, but... And maybe, hopefully, the Chelsea game gives us at least confidence in terms of we can defend well. But it's all about getting the goals in. And maybe we'll see if Solskjaer changes... It will be interesting to see if Solskjaer changes it up. Maybe Tuanzebe plays on Wednesday, and maybe because there's a couple of days between Wednesday and Sunday, maybe Tuanzebe can play Sunday. That's why he didn't start today, because he was tired. Solskjaer saving him for the long term, because the long term plan is to have Tuanzebe starting, because he is the baller, centre back. Absolutely, he's got such good potential. If we can nurture him well, that would be great. He had a huge injury, and maybe playing him this game might have initiated his injury again. I'm not making excuses for Solskjaer, but you never know. And to be fair, Maguire and Lindelof did a decent job. It wasn't their fault. We got the draw. We didn't score. It was the attackers and the way we set up, obviously. So the defenders did well in against. It didn't backfire. It wasn't like we didn't put Tuanzebe and we paid the price. So we're all right. But we don't want to play too defensive to protect the back line. We want to go for the forward, and Tuanzebe can do the job. Maybe save him for RB Leipzig. Van der Beek hopefully can get a run games. Cavani maybe gets his first goal of the season. He looked decent. He looked sharp, to be fair. He didn't look out of place. Unlike Agallo sometimes is. Even though Agallo started well for us, so hopefully Cavani can as well. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream there unless anybody has any comments. I think so. I think I'll give the man of the match to Rashford. But you could give the man of the match to really anyone. Maybe Maguire or Lindelof. It's either Rashford was working hard, but he didn't get the goal. He didn't get. I'm gonna not give him the man of the match because I have high standards of Marcus Rashford. He has high standards of himself, not just on the pitch but off the pitch. Absolute legend what he's doing. It's the free school meals. What's it called? Free school meals across the city. He's tweeting about it. He's trying to get loads of city councils are really supporting him in his endeavours to free school meals. Fantastic that he's doing that. And sorry, my nose is pickly today. But yeah, Rashford, he could have scored for his standards, and I've already given Rashford Tuanzebe were very good last in the PSG game, so I'm going to give the man of the match to Lindelof because he actually attacked well. Maguire was close. Actually, I'll give it to Maguire and Lindelof. I'll give them both joint man of the match. They were a good centre back pairing. Maguire with just keeping things quiet in the first half when Chelsea looked like they could create more chances, and Lindelof with a bit more of a passion and threat and trying to really attack the Chelsea half, sometimes a bit better than some attackers, which is a bit annoying. But we move we move. We're gonna end the stream now. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. I have. If any of you just got your man of the match, let me know below. Unless you want me to end the stream early, but I'm happy to talk with you guys all things football or things that aren't football for a second or two if you really want me to. But yeah, I'll be streaming Wednesday. Excuse me, and yeah, I'll be making my career mode episode very soon as well. Episode 4 of the Wolves career mode. We've just started the Premier League. We're gonna sign a new centre back. Will it be Konate or Upamecano? You can help me decide if you comment below. This whole stream will be able to be replayed after the stream is over, so you can rewatch stuff. Rewatch the top man analysis you have missed. And yeah, if you're watching this live, you're top man. If you're watching this not live, you're even more of a top man. But everyone's a top man if you keep on watching this content. And yeah, I hope to see you guys for the next one. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Oh, you saw my Streamlabs. Safe guys. See you guys on Wednesday and for the career mode episodes. Subscribe if you're new.